Have you seen those beautiful dimensional roses, but you've thought to yourself, I could never do that? Or maybe you're a paper crafter that wants to take your projects to the next level. Today I'm going to share my step-by-step secrets to creating that beautiful dimensional rose that will not only allow you to create these for your cards, but your paper crafted, altered projects that your friends and family will absolutely love. To get started, we're going to use a classic rose stamp, and I am using 3 of the largest ones, 2 of this size, and then each of the 2 smallest sizes, and we're cutting those out with a classic rose die. So to get started, I'm just going to show you how quickly and easily you can stamp these images. Now, the rose comes with some of the sizes all connected together, so what this means for you is you can easily stamp and die cut multiple flowers out at the same time. So this makes it the rose is very easy to line up and do a bunch of those flowers. So this is all connected, and you'll just go ahead and lay this on top, run that through your die cutting machine, and you're ready to cut out all those flowers. So all the flowers that are cut out here have already been cut out with one pass of that die. So once it's cut out, you're going to color it. You can choose your favorite color techniques, but I'm going to use the lipstick red and use a sponge dauber and just kind of pull that red up towards the tip of the petal. And when you're doing this, if you kind of fade out that color, it'll do kind of a two-toned rose. That's my favorite kind of rose, is that sharp color with a little bit of a light colored tip. So just use your sponge dauber, just put those up, and you'll just finish off that last petal. So you'll do that on each one of them. For the flowers that you're turning into the rosebud, which is the 2 smallest ones, you'll want to make sure that you color it on the back as well. To create the flower bud, you'll want to take your smallest one and shape it like this, and the next one will do the exact same process. So this one is just the next size larger. We're going to do a double rosebud. So to get started, I'll spray water on the back, and that will just moisten it. You just want to make it slightly damp. You don't want to give it a shower. And what you're wanting to do is just press down on each petal tip so that the petal kind of wraps around. What you're wanting to do is making sure that all those petals cup up like this. So once that's finished and all those tips, the harder you press, the more dimension you're going to achieve, and you'll just press around in the center as well. And so when you bring this up, that will go together like this for that flower bud. So since I've already created this one, that's going to be the center. What you're going to do is just open up this flower bud and just put a little bit of glue down the middle, and you want to make sure that you're very generous with your glue. And then you'll go ahead, actually let's put some in the middle as well, because we'll have this rosebud in the center. So this is the exact same process I created this one with, except now we're layering this one in the middle, and then you're just wrapping those buds right around it, and that creates your base flower. So that starts to create that flower bud, and then you'll lay that aside to dry, and we'll start on the base. To create all the other layers, the flowers are shaped the exact same way. So we're going to start with the largest one, and we're going to flip this stamp side down, and we'll spray some water on the back again, just 2 light mists. And I am using the 3mm tip, which is the exact same tip that I used for the rosebud. So just go right around the top and the edge, and you're kind of doing a poking motion. I just want to get a nice good crease all the way around, and you will do this for all your main flower layers or all the layers that you're not turning into a rosebud. So once you're finished on the back, you're going to flip this stamp side up, and I'm using the 6mm tip from our flower shaping kit, and you're just going to press down in the middle and you're going to pull that forward. So we're doing that on each of those petals, and that gives it a nice shape for your rose center. So now I'm going to just take my fingers and just kind of randomly fold and squeeze some of those petals, so it gives you a little bit more of a random look or more of a natural rose effect when we go to assemble these. So once you've shaped all these layers the exact same way, I have 4. The 3 largest, the 3 base flowers are the largest size within this stamp set, and when you use 3 of the same size, that will make a larger or a more fuller rosebud. So you'll offset the petals, and when you glue those together, just press down in the middle, and that starts to pull your rose up. Now we're ready for this layer. We'll bring this in before we'll just go ahead and tuck this in the center, and then we'll press down in the middle. So you'll continue just offsetting those petals, and you'll instantly start seeing that this rosebud, or not this rosebud, but this base flower is very nice and full, so that gets a really good area for the center. So you'll go ahead, for the next part, what I'll do is I'll add the rosebud next. So you'll put a line of glue in here, and we'll wrap this one. Actually, let's put some glue in the center here. We'll put the rosebud in here, and we'll just kind of put that together. It's very similar to what we did with the rosebud, except this layer was shaped the exact same way as the base petals, so that flips those petals a little bit more outward. So the only thing that's left to do is just add some glue into the center of this rose, and make sure you're pretty generous with it. You'll pop this into the middle, and I would let this dry a little bit, and then you can rearrange those petals to however you like the best. Each rose will turn out a little bit differently. Now we're ready to add those glass shards. The glass shards just add that amazing finishing accent to the rose. It really makes it look rich and elegant. So to apply those, just use your dry as clear glue with a fine metal tip and just gently go over the rose. I'll do about half of the rose on one side, and then we'll dump these glass shards over the top, which is just really a coarse glitter. What's really cool too is if you want to create like a necklace or a smaller earring with these, you can cover it with crystal lacquer, and it has a really elegant and beautiful look to it. So we'll just finish this off with the glass shards, and you instantly have a stunning rose that is absolutely beautiful. That will dry clear, and then you will have an effect similar to this. So with the classic rose stamp and die, you can create so many different variations. This is the same image, just done a little bit differently in the flower shaping, and don't you just love that color combination? Here's one done in pink, and then added glitter around the edges. So as we go through these samples, you'll also want to really watch the background papers. Those come from the, oops, this is upside down, from the Classic Rose Paper Collection. Here's just a beautiful smaller roses, and this is also how the rose can look depending on how you shape that. Here's another variation just in a different color combination with a beautiful paper arched in the background. I'm going to show a couple more samples with the rose, just in different variations grouped together with the leaves that you'll see in just a little bit too. Now if you're looking at these samples and you're like, whoa, hold on a minute, Emmylou, I want to see this more up close, or I want to know some details on how to create these, we have these featured on the blog and in the gallery with full instructions from the design team members, so you'll be able to get more information on those there. And you can always email in too and say, hey, which one was used here? This is the Classic Rose Bouquet. This is absolutely beautiful. I love how the stamp and die combines together, and these create beautiful backgrounds for to anchor your stamp. So this is just the wreath by itself with a butterfly in the center, Or here you can see how it was paired with more like an autumn color, and you see the little birds from the Birds in Bloom collection, the roses. Over here are some smaller leaves, and this spray is in your classic bouquet, rose bouquet set as well. This is a vase from the Sunrise Lily collection. And then this is another one where the roses are smaller but anchored with the images in the background from the classic rose bouquet. Then we have the classic rose vines. This is another beautiful background image to anchor your roses. And the stamp and die coordinate beautifully together. I have a lot of samples that I wish I could spend all day showing you and talking about them, but we'll have those online with more instructions and more details. But here's a tag. Do you love the beautiful background of the papers? Here's the roses combined with the botanic orchid die. Over here's a couple more samples. You see this one, just pairing those images beautifully together with the botanic orchid die in the background. So you can really bring in some of your past stamps and dies that you have purchased and utilize those as well. I love how the lily was paired with the rose here too. So completely different look, but you can pull in some of your previous images, which is awesome. And then here is the window. I'm holding these upside down. This is from the paper collection. You open that up, you have a sentiment in the center, pair it with some tags. Aren't those flowers just colored beautifully? And then here's another beautiful one with the peach roses combined with some other stamps and dies. And then the paper collection, I don't want to miss that. So you can see there's multiple color schemes in here, so you can really peach, purples, pinks, and you can have fun just creating different styles of roses. Beautiful, beautiful collection, but I wanted to make sure I show you this up close too. This is a beautiful tiara, so if you have somebody special in your life, don't you just love those deluxe roses paired with this die? It creates that beautiful tiara piece. This one was made by design team member Rajni Chwala, so you'll want to hunt her down for instructions on that one. And then here is another beautiful sample to finish that off. You're going to have so much fun creating your roses. Practice these roses 10, 15 times, just over and over behind each other, so that you get equipped with the skills you need to create these roses for your friends and family. If you do not have the classic rose stamp and die, make sure to order yours today. I have the links below for you. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you do not miss out on those future videos. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.